The only video you need to have to start your wholesaling real estate business. What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and after doing over 2,000 wholesaling real estate deals, I know a lot about how to get your first deal in wholesaling real estate. I know how to do over 2,000 of them. And in the past 7 years in this wholesaling real estate game, I've learned a thing or two. And after teaching more people than anybody else in the history of wholesaling real estate how to get the first wholesaling deal, I've shown people more than ever how to get the first deal. You're hearing a lot of things in this business. Wholesaling real estate is getting harder. It's getting more saturated. It's over. I get that. Wholesaling's banned. I get that too a lot. And what I want to do today is really share with you the honest truth about what you need to know to start your wholesaling real estate business. Now, half of it's going to be implementation, like you need to do this, and this. And the other half is probably the most important part, but it is to get your mind right. Because a weak mind is a poor mind, and a poor mind can never become rich or can never become successful. And so if you want an all-inclusive video, all-inclusive tutorial, a mini course, if you will, in wholesaling real estate, masterclass, I don't know what you want to call it, this is what it is. I'm sitting down with you today, and I'm going to tell you everything I know about how you can become successful, rich beyond your wildest dreams, and really have the best success starting out in wholesaling real estate. Now, I do want to start off by just answering the most basic of questions. Zach, I'm getting started. I don't know what wholesaling is. How do I start my business? First and foremost, we have to fundamentally understand what wholesaling real estate is. It pains me to say, but so many people have this misconstrued, this really screwed up view of what wholesaling real estate is, or wholesale real estate, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people think you're acting like a realtor. A lot of people think you lock up contracts and your sole purpose is to make the massive, biggest profit ever to the highest bidder, and that's what you do. And this is not what this business is. This business is basically flipping paper. This is what we do. This is what I have always done. All I do is I find people who want to sell their house for cash. I write up a contract to buy the house. Then I sell the contract to a cash buyer, basically a rich landlord, house flipper, for an assignment fee, a nice check so I can make a ton of money in this business. This is what I do. And I have made a lot of money doing this. Now, I do a lot of creative financing deals. I do a lot of flips. I do a lot of other things in real estate and real estate investing. But bar none, the one thing that has made me a millionaire faster than anything else, and that still gives me my most financial freedom, which is my wholesaling real estate business. It gives me money and it prints money every single month for me. And so I am able to print hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month in my bank account through flipping paper. And so I flip paper to make paper. That is what I do. And all you really have to know about what wholesaling real estate is you find people who have ugly houses, then you sell the contract to rich landlords or house flippers. And so the primary thing I can tell you is wholesaling real estate is three things, but really at the end of the day, what you need to be focusing on primarily, what I would say 80% of your wholesaling real estate activities are going to be, is just that first thing. Finding people who want to sell their property for cash. That is what 80% of your effort's going to be. Now, the reason why I always say, you're being lied to, you're being screwed up in this business, is most people tell you that closing's the number one thing, acquisitions, and then you got people saying dispositions is the number one thing, and other people say a network of wholesalers working with you is the number one thing. And they're all technically false. At the end of the day, the number one thing that is going to determine your success is how good of a marketer you are. That is how many shots at the hoop you get to do. And even if you suck at basketball, if you shoot enough shots, something's going to go in. And so what we're talking about today is flipping paper, wholesaling real estate, making a ton of money, whatever it is. But it's just the art of getting checks every single day. This is what it is. So let's break this all down and let's get into it. So number one, we have to ask ourselves this fundamental question, especially when we're getting into this business. Why you need to go out here and start a wholesaling business? Why do you need to do it? I legit want to know why. Why are you telling yourself, why are you watching this video? Write it down right now. What is the reason you're trying to start a wholesaling business? Are you trying to get in this business to buy a car, sick whip, a cool boat? What's the point? You want to quit your job, retire your mom. What is the reason why you want to get rich? This is a very important question. And this isn't a theoretical question. This is a legit question. You're watching this video because you want to become successful. You want to make a ton of money in wholesaling real estate. You're not watching this video because of how handsome and great of a voice I have. You're watching this because of what I can do for you. At the end of the day, that is the human exchange when it comes to the United States of America in business. What can you do for me? It's a very selfish thing. And once you understand this concept that people only care about what you can do for them, you can hack the wholesaling real estate game. You can hack business. You can hack life. You can hack a lot of things. Now, I'm not saying this in a rude way. I'm not saying this in a cringy way or a way that seems, very mean. But at the end of the day, whatever you do is what can you do for me? If I go to McDonald's, it's what can you do for me? Can you make me my burger or whatever, right? That's what this business is. What can you do for me? And the number one example I know about this is NBA and NFL players. Or, if you're into soccer players or football, right? You only care about a player on your team because what can he do for you, which is making your team better. Once that player goes on another team, you don't care about them ever again. You actually root against them. This is because we only care about what this person can do for us or our football team. And once we understand that when we deal with a seller, a person looking to sell the property, they don't care about me. They don't care about how nice I look. They care about what I can do for them. And once we understand that we are servicing a customer, we're also helping our cash buyer out. A cash buyer does not want to sit down for coffee for 3 hours with us. They care about what I can do for them, which is make them a ton of money with a real estate contract for them to buy. Acquisitions, marketing. And so when we talk to somebody in wholesaling, a motivated seller, a cash buyer, another wholesaler, maybe even a realtor, we have to understand the concept of what I can do for them. Because at the end of the day, they might be the sweetest person in the world, but that's all they care about. Unless it's your mom, family member, or maybe a close friend, outside of that, nobody cares who you are. If you are a bartender, the person at the end of the day cares about what you can do for them. Get me a drink. That's what it is. And so if we understand this is how wholesaling real estate works, we can frame our mind about how we can get rich in this business. We can refrain and change our mindset of how we talk to sellers. Now, I'm not saying this to be in a weird way, but you have to understand at the end of the day, this is really simple. People only care about what you can do for them. And so you have to understand this, that you're going to have family members. You are going to have, a wife, a husband, a spouse, anybody, right? A mom, a dad. And they care about you a lot. But at the end of the day, they care about themselves. And sometimes they care about how their status is with you. And a lot of parents, and you might be watching this, and your mom or dad, you told them about this thing called wholesaling real estate, got really excited about it, and they said, don't do that. That's a scam. It's a pyramid scheme. Don't do that. And they're coming from a mind frame of what you can do for them. Now, you got to remember this. This wholesaling real estate business, it's not sexy for me to tell Sheila at book club that Jonathan is getting into wholesaling real estate, right? That's not good to say. I like to say, Jonathan got a job at Cisco. Jonathan got into Vanderbilt University. That's his status. It's keeping up with the Joneses. That's what most people care about, right? And a lot of people too, and this is going to be your friends, you're going to see this a lot. When you start this business, they're not going to support you. What can my friend John do for me? I don't want him to become better than me, right? Most people want you to be at their level, not above, and they actively try to pull you down. And so they look at you as, what can you do for me? And you got to understand, there's going to be a lot of people starting out in wholesaling real estate that don't want you to succeed, that aren't going to root for you. But you have to understand the framework of, what can you do for me? What can you do for yourself? And you're getting this business, not for anybody else except for yourself and what this business can do for you. Because with the money you can make in wholesaling real estate, you can retire your mom, you can get out of whatever situation you're in, and start making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, just flipping paper, getting assignments of contracts. This is why you're getting this business. You have to never forget why you're doing this. And starting out, this is why I'm making it very, very clear. And we're sitting down and having a very long talk, man to man, why you're getting this business. Now that we kind of have in our mind why we're getting this business, right? Help my dog, help my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. Make a better life for my kids. Now we understand that. We're getting a little emotional. We're getting a little excited. Now we can start understanding that we have to make a pact with ourselves before we get started so we don't quit. We want to become a millionaire. You say, hey, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I got a lot of people saying, I want to try my mom, my wife, financial freedom. Keep that in mind. That being said, now we have this exciting thing that's getting us excited and happy. Now we can combine this with the Wholesaling Real Estate Success Formula. What is the Wholesaling Real Estate Success Formula? This is it. I've done over 2,000 wholesaling real estate deals, and I've helped, I guess, tens of thousands of people get their first deal. I get the exact number, but it's a lot. What I found with all of them, me, Rick, everyone in between that gets really rich wholesaling, I pretty much know most wholesalers making $2-3 million a year plus. At the end of the day, winners win and losers lose. This is a fundamental concept in life. Winners in life win and losers in life lose. A lot of people will tell you, and if you ever go to school, college, university, whatever you want to call it, this concept gets thrown around there about how everything should be fair, everything should be equal, and if something's bad in your life, there's a problem, and we need to make everything on an even playing field. And that's just not how life works. If you've ever been to the Serengeti, the jungle, the ocean, if you've ever seen a great white shark, you'll understand some things aren't fair. Why am I gazelle, and why is a lion chasing me? This isn't fair, right? It's just not fair. Life is never meant to be fair. At the end of the day, you have to be, if you're a gazelle, you have to outrun the lion to live another day. And if you're a lion, you have to eat the gazelle so your family gets fed. This is the concept of nature, and whatever you want to tell yourself, we're in society and everything's civilized, it's raw nature at the end of the day. This is what business is. Kill or be killed. So you have to understand this, that you have to choose to be a winner or you have to choose to be a loser. I think everybody watching this already has chosen not to be a loser, right? I think that's a pretty easy concept to say. But you say that in the back of your mind, but you actively have to remember this. Because when we're 6 hours deep in a cold calling session and we decide we want to give up, we have to go back to ourselves of why we want to get in wholesaling and the pact that we made that I'm a winner, not a loser. What would a winner do? What would a loser do? This is how you have to understand wholesaling. My definition of a winner is somebody that's gotten their first wholesaling deal that's actively making more money in wholesaling. My definition of a loser is somebody that quit wholesaling. Now, if you're in between these, you haven't gotten your first deal, but you're actively doing wholesaling, I'll call you a winner in training. You are not a loser. You are not a winner. You're somewhere in between. But you only lose when you quit. On top of this, too, you have to become a winner. I think we all chose to become a winner today, right? Thank you. Okay, I think we've all chosen to become a winner. Good stuff. Now, to become a winner in wholesaling, there's a strange concept I've seen with pretty much everyone. But they choose to believe in themselves and their abilities. Now, I know this sounds stupid. I know this sounds crazy to say. But you have to actively, even as a complete beginner, make the choice to believe in yourself. Now, the other word of believing in yourself, which I think is getting a little too cliche in wholesaling, is a word called confidence. The definition of confidence is a belief in the words you say and the actions you do. And so when I go out, and maybe it's my first day talking to sellers, and it's the first day I talk to sellers, and I'm nervous. I'm going to sound a lot better if I believe in the words I say. If I tell myself, oh, I don't think I can do it, I feel like I'm scamming somebody. You have these weird, stupid thoughts in your mind. You don't have a belief in yourself. When you don't believe in yourself, you start lying, and you have this false confidence, and you sound really bad. The unconscious brain takes over. It's not good. You start you start stuttering a little. You get a little high pitch. It's not good. And so you must believe in yourself, and you must believe you can actually get a wholesaling deal. This is as simple as going to a seller on a cold call. They say hello, and you say, hey, is this the owner of 123 Main Street? Yes, this is it. This is him. Hey, I was just asking you a quick question. Are you interested in selling your property? Me and my partner are looking to buy a couple more houses in the area for cash. When you actually have a buyer, a partner to work with, you must believe you and your partner together, if it's the right deal, can go out here and close the deal. I believe most people watching this believe that if they actually have a buyer. If you don't believe this, you're going to sound terrible on the phones. This is really important for everybody to understand. You must believe in yourself. I'm telling you this. If you want to become successful, you want to start getting rich, you want to become a winner, I do not tolerate three things. I do not tolerate excuses, I do not tolerate laziness, and I do not tolerate drama. I had a guy, hopefully he's watching, that was in the ZachDiscord.com, right? And he was messaging me about how hard everything is. And he told me he didn't have 6 hours to watch some certain videos in Wholesaling.com. And I said, wow, you have no time. He's like, I have zero time. I have zero time. I said, zero. I said, okay, let's do this. All right. He's like, yeah, I have zero time. Make me rich. I said, okay. Screenshot your screen time. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Go to your iPhone, go to screen time, screenshot it, and tell me. I want to see how many hours you spend on TikTok a day. I want to see how many times you doom scroll on your Instagram. I want to see how many Netflix you got on there. I want to see what you're on YouTube. You have zero time. I said, you at most should have 2 hours max of screen time a day. Because you spend an hour FaceTiming your mom and an hour FaceTiming your kids or something. He said, screen time's not working for me. I'm like, really? Like, yeah, it's not working. I'm like, interesting. It's always fun. It's like, what job you work at? He's like, I work 7 days a week, 12-hour days. I'm like, where? He says, at a hospital. I said, which hospital? He's like, oh, well, I don't know. I'm like, you give me excuses, man. The reason you're not showing me your screen time is because you know for a fact you have 3 hours a day on TikTok. Because your words do not justify your actions. When you go out here and tell me that you have zero time, I want to know how long you're sleeping. I want to know how long you're on your phone. I can calculate all these things because when I look at somebody's screen time, I get real serious. When people give me that stuff, I look at what time did you stop using your phone, usually before you go to bed, and what time you start using it. Then I know how much sleep you get. Things get very weird when I start prying into people's lives. And I don't like doing it, but when people say they have zero time, it's an excuse. It is a mental creation in their brain of why they can't become successful. It drives me crazy. I will not tolerate excuses on your path to financial freedom. The ones that achieve financial freedom have never let excuses stop them. I can bring you any example of somebody who had a worse situation than you get way more rich than you could ever even imagine. All right? I'm not talking about life in general, because we could talk about how crazy life can be and how people in Cameroon go through tunnels and trains and trucks, travel across the Mediterranean, get to Europe, and then, become rich, right? We got crazier stories than that. And you want to tell me that, hey, I have 2 kids, I can't do it. I bring you a single mom with 3 kids that got rich wholesaling and making $150K a month, right? Whatever story you tell yourself of why you can't become successful and why the world is against you, I can give you a story of somebody who had a worse situation that chose that they're not going to have a victim mentality. Now, you can try to cancel me all you want. You can try to censor me all you want, but I do not deal with a victim mentality. You are not a victim. If you live in the United States of America, you are not a victim. You are in an amazing country, and you have all the opportunities granted to you to become rich and successful. There are people way worse off situations than you that have ever become successful. One example I will tell you, if you ever look up Oprah Winfrey's story, I'm not going to get a whole rant about this. Look up Oprah Winfrey's story. I'm not even kidding. Look up her, I read it the other day, it's insane. Read her story growing up, and you tell me if you had a worse life than that. And she's a billionaire, self-made woman. Insane. So if you want to give me excuses, I can go share with you stories every single day. I do not tolerate this. Next thing I do not tolerate laziness. All right? I cannot stand this. Right? They always have the saying here, this is thousands of years old, but sleep is the cousin of death. Nas said that first, but I think it's in the Proverbs, right? Ancient wisdom. But sleep is the cousin of death. And if you slept in on the farm, you got no food and your family dies. This has been a simple concept for millennia for human beings. And this is a concept that still works today. If you're lazy, if you choose not to do the work, you have to reap what you sow. You have to accept that you are going to be broke the rest of your life. What I tell everybody is I get these people playing video games all day, every day, right? All these crazy things. And I always tell them, what is more exciting? What is more of a thrill? Because I'm a guy that loves his video games, right? I love TV shows. Like I enjoy it, but in moderation, obviously, right? Nothing gets me more joy in my life outside of family, and, great memories of friends and stuff. Like outside of, indispensable moments. Nothing gives me more joy than closing a wholesaling deal. At the end of the day, closing a real estate deal brings the most happiness and joy outside of family and everything like that, right? And so you have to understand that, to me, making $100,000 in a month in wholesaling real estate deals virtually in a random market I just started doing gives me more pleasure than winning any video game or watching any TV show, all right? This is coming from a guy that loves any TV show, comic book, anime, movie, video game, all this stuff, right? Nothing will bring me more pleasure than doing a wholesaling real estate deal. And so my barometer of dopamine is making hundreds of thousands of dollars, buying whatever I want, having the most fun ever, and then playing video games or TV shows or whatever, right? Now, it's nice to relax and turn off for the day, I guess, but like at the end of the day, this is my video game. It's like GTA. I can buy whatever car I want. I can do whatever I want. No, I can't do illegal things, obviously, but that's it. And then for fun, I just bash doers on the internet. Like what's a better life than this? And so at the end of the day, you have to make wholesaling your video game. You have to make wholesaling your side hustle. You have to make wholesaling your hobby. And I tell people this all the time that don't know about wholesaling or don't know me. I go to these dinner parties sometimes, right? And I get dumbfounded looks when I tell people that, yeah, my hobby is wholesaling houses. And on the side, I'll make videos on wholesaling. Because after spending 12 hours a day wholesaling houses, what I like to do to unwind is to record a video about wholesaling houses. That is how mentally deranged I am. But it takes some crazy obsession like this to become a millionaire in wholesaling real estate. This is all I've ate, breathed, sweated, bled for the past 7-8 years of my life. And the results have shown that nobody can beat me in my market because I refuse to let that happen. Now, the next thing, I refuse drama. I leave the drama for your mama, okay? This is it. If you want to give me some dramatic thing about how crazy everything is and how this is bad and this is bad and I'm crying, I don't care, okay? At the end of the day, you're going to have drama in your life. And what I mean by drama is a lot of things are going to happen in the purview of the world, right? I think we saw crazy examples yesterday, right? Crazy life events happen that take the news by storm, right? I think every year there's about 3 or 4 crazy news stories or events or whatever that happens. And people love to obsess about it, about how this is going to change our life. I'll give you one example. Hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but like every 4 years we have an election in the United States of America. And people obsess over it, about how this person wins or this person wins. Now, I'm going to get a lot of people mad at me. I could really care less. At the end of the day, whoever the president of the United States is going to have probably a 1 to 2% effect of your success in business in the United States of America. I hate to tell you this, but that's about the percentage, okay? Like really. Like we talk more about how the Fed chairman probably has more of a say over your success in wholesaling than the president. Just being honest. And so unless some crazy president creates a Great Depression, which really we have a lot of good checks and balances, and I don't foresee that happening like crazy. And honestly, the last Great Depression, the president wasn't in charge of it, right? FDR didn't cause World War II. And so a lot of these factors that are out of our control, the president's, but people obsess over it. They obsess. Vote for whoever you want to vote for, and then boom, that's it. But a lot of people have this drama in their life. Oh, can you see what Kim Kardashian did? And in your personal life, right? Oh, you get this drama, and then, Kelly got pregnant and all this stupid stuff. There's going to be drama. There's going to be yapping, all this crazy stuff. And you got to remember, all this stuff is noise. You have to be so focused that you just forget what's going on. And I'm sort of a victim of this now, where I used to love the NFL. Like, I still love my Miami Dolphins. I still love the NFL. But ever since I really got crazy into wholesaling, I stopped following all the free agency and all this crazy stuff. I still do a little, but like not crazy, right? Enough for fantasy football, but that's it. And so like I'm like, oh, this guy's on the side. I don't even know anymore. I watch the Dolphins, and that's pretty much it. And so I won't tolerate drama, all this crazy stuff. And you can even say the NFL is the bachelorette of 50-year-old men. But and I stole the Dolphins, by the way. But what I'll tell you is excuses, laziness, and drama is going to drown your success. And I know a lot of people think I rant. A lot of people think I drag this on. I do not. We have to have a legit conversation getting into wholesaling about this stuff. Because a lot of people let all this stuff go. Lord, I'm not going to get into this. But what I can tell you is that I just see a lot of people become way too obsessed about what everything is. Just got to focus on yourself. Stop focusing on what other people are that you'll never even meet in your real life. And so at the end of the day, I create rich wholesalers, not broke wholesalers. Do not make excuses. That being said, in exchange today, I'm going to give you my $7,000 wholesaling real estate course for free. If you're willing to follow my formula and tell yourself that you're not going to be a lazy little bum, I'm going to tell you all the information you know to become a successful wholesaler. Is this a good agreement? Say aye if you are. Say nay. Just click off the video if you want. I'm going to tell you everything I know about how to start your wholesaling real estate business and to become successful. If you agree with me, say yes. If you say no, get out of here. I'm going to give you what most wholesaling gurus condense in a crazy $7,000 wholesaling course. They have their $60 a month Discord, right? Whatever it is. All this paid, stupid guru stuff, I'm going to give it to you for free. As you know, because I do not give you a fluffy course where I'm so sorry about your problems in life. And I go, oh, I'm so sorry. You paid me $7,000. I'm going to make you feel good. I'm the opposite. Some people don't like my approach, but I do not have the time to coddle you and make you feel bad about what's going on in your life. You have to man up and say, hey, this is my life. Whatever happens to my life is ultimately up to me. If I'm broke and I'm on the streets, this is my fault. If I'm rich and making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month wholesaling, that is my fault. You have to claim extreme ownership to your life. If you're willing to do that, I'm willing to teach you. If we eliminate the excuses, we're good to go. Let's get it. And so let's break down wholesaling real estate 101. Number one, this is really, really important. Wholesaling real estate is three parts, like I've said. Number one is marketing, finding wholesaling real estate deals. This is a fundamental concept in wholesaling and a concept that we all know and love. To go out here and find wholesaling real estate deals is called marketing, the most important part. Number two, acquisitions. This is the art of us going out here and closing deals. Converting the, hey, I want to sell my property to a signed contract. This is what acquisitions is. And the last one is what we call dispositions. This is the art of us selling our wholesaling real estate deal. At the end of the day, that is it. And so if you're a beginner, you're starting out in this business, you're going to ask me this fundamental question. Zach, I'm a winner. I'm going to become a winner. I'm willing to do whatever you say. Perfect. Then you ask me, Zach, how do I get my first wholesaling real estate deal? Hey, it's a great question. I love that question. We're here to get rich. We're here to change our life. Love to see it. So how do I go out here and get my first deal? I'm giving you three choices. And this is the part where where everyone goes from, yeah, to, oh. This is when people start changing up on me. They say, I'll do whatever it takes, man. And they say, well, actually, I got to do something. Can I do something else instead? Can I just talk to realtors all day? Can I do a subject too? And at the end of the day, everyone says they want to run 10 miles till they have to run 10 miles. Everybody says running 10 miles is easy until they have to go out here and run 10 miles. Running 10 miles is easy to say, hard to do. That is it. So I'm going to give you 3 choices. You come to me and you want to get a wholesaling deal. You come to me, you say you're going to do whatever it takes to become successful. You come to me and say you're going to do whatever it takes. I'd love to hear that. I'd love for you to talk about this. And so what are you going to do to become successful, rich, beyond your wildest dreams? I'm going to give you 3 choices. Starting out in wholesaling, I don't want to overload you with information. I don't want to give you all these paths that make you confused. A lot of people spend $7,000 to learn wholesaling because someone just gives you one path to do. They say drive for dollars. They say cold call. They say go out here and do Facebook ads, right? They say they narrow you on one end. And that's what a lot of wholesaling courses are meant to do. I'm giving you 3. You have a plethora of options here. So let's break down what they are. Now remember, you told yourself you're a winner. You're not a loser. You don't make excuses. All right? Okay, there we go. Let's talk about this. Drive for dollars. Number 1, drive for dollars and reverse drive for dollars. Oh, well, can I do something else? Why are you telling me this? I want to give a very interesting and funny example. I think a lot of people remember this. I had a live stream, I believe last week or the week before that, where I had a young gentleman look me in the eyes and say, Zach, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to become just like you, to become rich and successful. I said, really? I said, legitimately from the bottom of your heart, you're willing to do whatever it takes to become successful. He says, yes. I say, okay, let me give you a plan. I'm going to take time out of my precious day, making millions of dollars, running all these businesses. And I'm going to take time out of my day to help. I don't get paid a dime from this, just to help you out because I want to change your life. Because somebody bet on me and gave me the information free. I'm going to bet on you and give you information free. I said, just do me a favor and pull 100 government lists and call them. Do you know what this man said? You know what this man did after I said that? After I primed his mind of he's not a loser, he's going to be a winner, he's going to do whatever it takes, right? He goes, and it's not because I don't have my emotions in check, but this is just the prime example of Gen Z that I have to deal with in wholesaling sometimes. Now, I would say 95% of Gen Z, 90% of Gen Z are lazy, entitled brats, people my age, being completely honest with you. Lazy, entitled brats. 10% of them are one of the hardest go-getters, entrepreneurs who are willing to do whatever it takes that are rejecting what modern society is telling them to do. These are insane warrior type men and women, the 10%. I don't know which percent I was talking to back then, but when I hear a man tell me that he's willing to do whatever it takes to become successful, and he goes, that was the most loser sigh I ever heard in my life. And I'm not berating this man. Hopefully he changes. But you have to understand, this is not how a winner operates. This is how a loser operates. A loser makes excuses. A loser makes a problem. A loser finds a way of why the world is against them and how they can't do anything. Do not watch this video because you are in that place. You are not in that concept. You do whatever it takes to become successful. And so when I tell you, hey, one option, give me 100 Driving for Dollars leads, put 100 sticky notes out and see what happens. Not the, wait. And there's another thing I get, I don't know what to say when somebody gives me a sticky note. When I put a sticky note and they call me back, I say, go to freewholesaling.com. I already went through the whole course and it wasn't in there. Do I look like a liar to you? When I put my word, my reputation saying everything you need to know to become successful in wholesaling is at freewholesaling.com, do you think I give you an FU, I give you a middle finger and say, actually, it's in the paid course? Does that look like who I am? When I tell you that everything you need to know is in that free course, I put it in there. And when somebody says I went through the whole course, it's not in there, that is the biggest lie I've ever heard in my life. I say, what is that? I think I said day 10. Did you watch day 10 of 30 Wholesaling Challenge? Oh, I'd say watch 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I skipped it till day 15. So you didn't watch the whole course. Well, I didn't watch the whole course, but I said I watched the whole course, but I didn't. That's lying to me. That is a massive disrespect to me, my time, and what I'm trying to do to change the wholesaling real estate game. Go through the whole course. I know it's painful to go through the whole course. It's also painful to get rich. It's painful to learn education. It's painful to start learning this business. Everybody will cry, scream, moan, sigh about 30, 40 hours in a course that you have to go through to learn wholesaling the right way. But you'll go watch 40 hours of Bridgerton, like no problem. I mean, we got to see how, the queen and the prince fall in love. That's all you guys care about. But you'll spend hours doing that and go on the message boards all day. But you won't go out here and learn wholesaling. It drives me crazy. Cold calling government lists. That's another path you can do. Pull a government list, pre-foreclosure, right? I text that. I wouldn't call that list. So pre-probates, you can definitely do the death records. You can go out here and do the fire damage properties, water shutoffs. You can theoretically do the liens list if you want to pull it. Probates, code violations, I go on and on. Find government lists and cold call them. Some lists people say you have to pay for. You haven't tried hard enough. Most of these lists you're going to get absolutely for free from the government. And if not, get another list. Either you make moves or you make excuses. Cold call the government lists. Last year is you're going to SMS text blast or post digital bandit signs. We have a 30-day wholesaling challenge and it is updated daily. There's a playlist on the Flip With Rick YouTube channel. And there's also at freewholesaling.com, there's a 30-day wholesaling challenge on the bottom. And we update it every single year. I believe for SMS text blasting, you're going to see that on day 14. So go to day 14 and you're going to see the SMS text blasting video. And I'm going to show you I show you in there how you can send thousands of texts every single month for free. Text blast motivated sellers. How to get their phone number, it's in the course, right? True People Search, cyber background checks. That's how you, the information's there. Okay. I've won the war on gurus with information. Every guru has basically admitted that the information is not hoarded behind courses anymore. It's all out there for free. And now they're trying other stupid stuff, right? But what I can tell you is do that or do something called digital bandit signs, just posting in Facebook groups, going out here and posting Craigslist ads. It's a great way to get wholesaling deals. That is it. At the end of the day, you have to become rich and successful by yourself. Make the choice. Am I going to drive for dollars? Am I going to cold call government lists? Or am I going to SMS text blast? The next part here, and probably one of the most important part, is what I call building your fortress of confidence. Now, I know it's a funny thing to say, but it's true. In wholesaling real estate, there is this, what I basically call a fortress of confidence. And what this fortress of confidence is basically a moat. It's like a castle, right? And in wholesaling real estate, I had to pop my ears, but in wholesaling real estate, you can have this moat, you can have this fortress of confidence to make you successful. And what I mean by this is if you have this thing, when you talk to sellers, you feel super confident. When you talk to other wholesalers, you can JV them no problem. And you have this certain bravado, this certain confidence with you that makes you successful. So I'm calling this the fortress of confidence. What is this? Well, I can't say the word because then everyone goes crazy. But I'll tell you what the fortress of confidence is cash buyers. If you have legit, real, great cash buyers, you are going to be super successful in wholesaling real estate. You are not going to be going out here and struggling every single day, right? You will be able to talk to sellers easily because you already have your buyers partners with you. At a snap of a finger, you'll have them all day, every day, right? You'll be able to go out here and sell any deal. If you have a JV partner, you can go and make money with them every day because you have this fortress of confidence. How do you build it? How do I find cash buyers? Well, the most basic of them is going to Zillow, going to 4 Rents, and calling these people up. And what I like to do is when I call Zillow for sell by owners, I say, hey, is this the owner of 123 Main Avenue? And they're like, yes. Are you looking around on the property? Well, hey, my name's Zach. I'm actually not looking around at your property. My name is Zach, and I'm actually a wholesaler locally in the area. And I just got a property under contract in the same zip code, seeing if you're looking to buy any more rentals. Easy, Simple. And that's how I find a lot of landlord buyers. Facebook's okay too. I don't really use Craigslist for it anymore, but specifically Zillow for Rents is an amazing one to have. Now, one of my other favorite ones is cold calling cash sales. So this is using a software like dmzac.com, zacdata.com, listaria.com. Probably my favorite thing to do right now is just go to dmzac.com, the word D, the word M, zach.com, and just go to, I don't know, you can go to Memphis, Tennessee, go pull there's little sections called cash buyers, pull the list, click call, and the dialer's already built in with dmzac.com. You just start dialing, and you're able to call every cash buyer possible. I don't know how to make it any more easy. The reason why I say dmzac.com because the LLCs are skip traced now with them, basically for free too. It's free unlimited skip tracing. You can call all the LLCs with that, right? A lot of people struggle with LLC, but basically dmzac.com has it now because they go off of mailing addresses and history for the corporates. So it's pretty cool. Opencorporates.com is actually really good at this too. But this is a paid list type thing. So if you have one, it makes it easier. But you can just go out here and call cash sales. Hey, is this the owner of 123 Main Street? Hey, my name is Zach. I actually saw you recently bought this house a couple months ago, and I'm a wholesaler, and I was seeing if you're looking to buy any more houses. It's an easy conversation, right? Hey, I saw you bought this house for cash. Are you looking to buy any more houses for cash? What this list fundamentally is, and this is a bold statement to say, but 99% of cash buyers are on the cash sales list because they've bought houses in the past for cash. Easy. And these people aren't fake buyers because, the data is really good. Shocker. That's how you find legit buyers easily. Now, title companies, if you have a wholesaling friendly title company, so if you use like Chattanooga, Tennessee, there's 3 or 4 title companies really there for wholesaling. That means if you use one of them, a lot of wholesalers use them, which means they have a good list of buyers or clients for them. And if you're really nice and you have a good relationship and you're sweet enough and you ask it nice, just say, give me a list of all your buyers. Say, hey, I actually have a property under contract and I'd love to use you for a closing, but I'm struggling finding a cash buyer. Is there any buyers that that are maybe have some closings you can talk to see if they want to buy it? And I tell you, this line is insane. I should put it behind a guru course, but I don't because I give it out for free. Some guru's going to take that line and sell it and do whatever they want. Cool part, this is time stamped, so I feel pretty good about it. But title companies, they're amazing. We got to remember, if there's only 3 or 4 title companies in your city, every cash buyer for wholesaling is using those title companies. They have them. Easy. It is better when you have a deal locked up, obviously, for more leverage with them. But it's an amazing way to do it. Simple. Simple, easy. That's how you get rich. Now, another good concept are what I call Facebook groups. Absolutely love Facebook groups. There's some cities where a lot of the cash buyers are there. And so you can go to like the Western Kentucky Real Estate Investing Facebook group. And what you can do is find people posting in there saying, where are my cash buyers at? And then people comment, oh, I'm a cash buyer. And then you vet them, right? You can DM them, message them in Facebook, pull their email, cold email them, right? But also what we teach you in freewholesaling.com, my free real estate wholesaling course, is how you can make posts in these Facebook groups and kind of fish, right? You let the bobber out and then you catch what you got, right? And so I kind of teach this concept of, I call it, houses at a deep discount. If you're looking to buy properties at 67% off market price, off the typical market prices at deep, deep discounts. If you're willing to buy them for cash, drop your email below or direct message me with emojis and just copy it from the course. It shows you how to do it right there. And it is an amazing way because you just post. You got all these buyers coming in inbound. Absolutely love this strategy. This is a great way for finding cash buyers. Absolutely love it. It's absolutely amazing. Next year, property auctions. That's another great way. People actively still have local property auctions. Go out there, see who's bidding. They're looking to buy houses cash. And the cool part is there's 10 people bidding to buy a house cash. Only one person wins the bid. There's 9 sad people who are looking to buy a house for cash that didn't win the bid. Help them out. Provide them a wholesaling real estate deal. Simple. Next year are realtors. Come on. I know realtors seem like our enemy here in wholesaling real estate, but they are not our enemy. These are people that have cash buyers that don't typically work with wholesalers. they're not typically a wholesaling real estate deal that we're used to. So what I'm going to tell you to do is go to a website like Redfin, Realtor.com, go to the sold category, go to the search bar, say fixer upper, investor, handyman special, cash only, good bones, and find the sales of those and just call the buyer's agent for the realtors. If you have like DMZack.com, Listaria.com is probably the best one at this right now. You can go to cash sales, go to cash sales on the MLS, and it shows you buyer's agent. And then you can just cold call the buyer's agent and be like, hey, were you the realtor on 123 Main Avenue? Yes. Hey, I saw that property was bought for cash. I'm actually a local wholesaler, and I was looking to possibly sell a wholesaling deal, and I was seeing if you have any buyers interested in it. And then the most important line after that is, I would love to get you paid for bringing the buyer, more than a typical real estate deal. And what that means is if they typically get 3%, maybe $3-4 grand, pay them $7 grand. Who cares? If they're giving you an insane assignment deal, who cares? And so realtors are an amazing source for this. And then obviously from this, once you pull a bunch of cash buyers, you can get paid on your cash buyer list. That is right. You can JV with new wholesalers. What I mean by this is if you are dealing with somebody locally who's like, I have a deal, I can't sell it, and you have your fortress of confidence, you can go to that person and say, hey, I have a ton of buyers. Like I got a ton of qualified cash buyers I follow up with on like a weekly basis. Give me the deal. Let me bring them to them. Let's JV it, split it 50-50, close it, 15 grand. You get 7,500. They get 7,500. And in honestly 3 hours of work and maybe a couple hours in a walkthrough, you made $7,500 because you built this fortress of confidence. Everyone knows that's what I do. I do that really, really well. And I've taught a lot of people how to do that, and I don't get paid a dime with them. I just look and help. And so JVing is an amazing concept. And that's kind of why I created my Facebook group. That's why I created the Discord. That's why I created Flipper Plus. Because when you JV with me, you get Flipper Plus for free, come to events, meet me, things like that. And so get paid on your cash buyers list. It's an amazing one to do. Don't give your best buyers, obviously, out here, but JV with people, okay? On top of that, too, we could talk about closing acquisitions. Really at freelisting.com, we break that down. The entire acquisition script. I can go probably 2 hours on acquisitions. But at the end of the day, acquisitions is just a simple process. It just takes some skills learning your lines and closing them. But marketing should be the primary concept for this. Because once you have a motivated seller, you kind of go through a basic script and you get the deal closed, right? The one thing that acquisitions I will tell you is I always extremely lowball the seller, but I present it in a way that works really well. Presentation's everything. Okay, this is why people go to Nobu Steak in Miami and pay $500 for a ribeye. It's all about presentation and ambiance. And so it's a $20 steak that they're selling for $500. But the only reason people pay that much is because of the ambiance and how it is presented. And the same thing happens with a super disgusting lowball offer. If you present it the right way and you have the right ambiance on it, people will accept it. So acquisitions is absolutely amazing. I love acquisitions. It shouldn't be your primary focus. A lot of people do that. I don't believe in that. That's all I'm going to say. But just remember, successful wholesalers at the end of the day, they fail and try. And even though they fail, they keep going. They don't quit. They don't give up. They just keep going. And understanding the concept of testing is going to be really important too. And so with your marketing, you're going to have to test all these lists, all these marketing channels, all these things. You're going to have to test them out like crazy. But the more you test, the more you'll become successful. You must improve daily for your success in wholesaling real estate. And if you choose to improve and you choose to get better, you will find success in this business. So choose to become successful every single day. And what I tell everyone to do is also, join a network of driven wholesaling individuals. I think a lot of wholesalers starting out believe they're alone, and it's kind of hard. For me, it was kind of just, I was like so driven, no one else was doing what I was doing. But network with other people. Bring your struggles to somebody and maybe they can help you, right? And so what I basically did is I've created, communities of new wholesalers and experienced wholesalers to work together to get rich and to become successful, right? And so the three communities I basically have are Flipper Plus, which basically is the community with me and Rick. You can talk to us, you can have Zooms, come to live events, and actually in-person community type thing where you're individually talking to me and Rick, and other 6 and 7-figure wholesalers. You have our Facebook group, which you can get connected with buyers and all these other new wholesalers. We have ZachDiscord.com. I'll say it's skewed more towards basically, I think, a newer audience, right? Like it's more of a younger people on Discord. But we have thousands of wholesalers in there. It's basically a massive group chat, and it's pretty cool. And a lot of people are up. There's a lot of voice calls and things like that. It's pretty gangster. So I'll tell you, ZachDiscord.com is really cool. ZachDiscord.com is free. Flipper Plus is free if you send me a JV deal. And Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group is another great resource. So I'll tell you is I would be a part of those communities, and I would join it. And daily, I would be in there and just talking to people, okay? So I don't care if you pay for it, you don't, it doesn't really matter. Oops. I would say is be at least in some community of wholesalers that are keeping you accountable, that are going out here and explaining, hey, I did 100 drawing for dollars leads. What are you doing? Just build that relationship with other people around the country. It sounds crazy, but it'll keep you more accountable. And that's honestly what I need to know. That's what you need to do. And so at the end of the day, I'll tell you, become the hero in your own story. This is a story of you. Your grandma's not going to get you rich. You know, no side character in your life is going to get you successful, right? You might have a wife, a husband, kids, all these things. But at the end of the day, you are your family's last hope. You are the one that has to make that change. You are the one that has to go out here and go through the struggle. If you think of a great action hero, right? One action hero, I think that's pretty cool is Spider-Man. I absolutely love Spider-Man, right? I think Spider-Man's pretty cool. Now, if I was Spider-Man's pretty cool. We'll talk about Spider-Man. Actually, I have a better one. Let's talk about Batman. I think Batman's pretty gangster. DC, Marvel, it's different. So we'll talk about the best in DC, which is Batman. Batman's pretty gangster. I'll tell you this. Have you ever had a Batman movie where Batman just one punch kills everybody and, every hero gets destroyed and there's no struggle and everything's all perfect and Batman grew up in a great life? No. If I was going to create a Batman movie, let's call it a theoretical new Batman movie, would Batman struggle? Would Batman have issues? Would Batman have adversity? Would Batman have a villain? Would there be some scary thing where the world blows up if he doesn't get it done? Yeah, right? And so I don't want to spoil Batman, but this is a pretty famous scene in the comics and in the movies where, Bane breaks Batman's back. That's pretty crazy, right? And the reason why that's such a pivotal moment in the movie and why it's so cool for Batman is because he broke his back. He didn't get up instantly from there, but he overcame that and beat Bane. I mean, superhero villain, right? And the point of this is the movie's cool because he had struggle, he had adversity, and then he came over it. It's the superhero arc in basically every movie. And so if you are going to be a hero to your children, your story, everything, you're going to have some villain. You're going to have some struggle. You're going to have some issue in your life. And we all have that, right? And so what's stopping me from helping everybody in wholesaling become rich? It's these dang wholesaling gurus trying to steal $7,000 from you, right? It's Joker Batman all over again. And I got to deal with these jokers. They're clowns. They're a joke, but I take wholesaling seriously, right? These gurus are a joke, but I'll take it serious. And so you have to become the hero in your own story. And of course, you're going through the struggle right now. You're going through adversity. Look at Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Oprah. Go through all these billionaires that went through insane struggle in life. To become the person they are, they had to go through the issues. They had to go through adversity. And so you think you're going to go through life unscathed? It is not going to happen. Friends, it is not going to happen. Heck, let's say you go out here and decide you're going to work a 9-to-5 job the rest of your life, no more wholesaling. Do you think you're not going to go through struggle? Legit. Look at me in the eye and say, if you just live a regular life being broke, you're still going to have struggle, right? This is a sad thing to say, but you're still going to have family members that die. You're going to have pets that die. You're going to have death, struggle, and all these things in your life. This is not a unique thing to yourself. This is part of the human condition. To be born is to die. And it's what you do between those two things that makes the most out of life. And to understand this, that even if you decide you're going to be broke and live a 9-to-5 job, you're still going to go through struggle. You just have no choice over it. And so if you're going to have to go through, I think, if, a loved one passes away, that is way more struggle than you getting up at 6 a.m. so you sleep a little less to drive for dollars, right? Like, we have to compare struggles. The reason why people choose the 9-to-5 and deal with that struggle is because they don't have to deal with it now. They have to deal with it later on. Take your struggle head on. That is it. And so we all have struggles in life. It's the truth. And life will always have struggles with you. All right? And so understanding that, choose to struggle in your business and you'll thank yourself way more. Be the hero in your story. The hero does overcome at the end, but they have a little bit of struggle in the beginning. And that is how you start a wholesaling real estate business.